Good morning, and this is Gina Macaluso, and I will be discussing the Early Literacy Mentoring Program with the Arizona State Library Archives and Public Records, and my mentorship with my mentee, Lynette Christensen. So first of all, I just wanted to share a little bit about why I volunteered for this. So I created a little word cloud about some of the words that were meaningful to me. And one of them was joy. I have had so much joy in my 30-year career as a librarian in this state that I wanted to share it with others. And I wanted to really share it in the area of early literacy. As a former children's librarian, I felt like I had a lot to give and to share with someone else. And so I volunteered and was lucky to be matched with my mentee, Lynette Christensen. So here is Lynette, and Lynette is a youth librarian at the Mohave County Library in Lake Havasu City. And here's Lynette in her office with all of her wonderful puppets and books behind her. She looks like and is a wonderful children's librarian. Lynette has 30 years of experience in libraries, just like me. And I wondered what it was that I could do, what it was that I could share with her, since we both have a great deal of experience. She's very knowledgeable about early literacy. She's attended several different early literacy workshops, including Saroj's workshop in 2007. And she also attended an online early literacy class from the University of Virginia. So one of Lynette's goals was to implement a baby time in Lake Havasu City. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But our mentorship began in January, and Tucson and Lake Havasu City are 315 miles apart, and that's just one way. It is a 5.5-hour drive between each of our homes. So I was wondering, how are we going to best do this? How am I going to be available for Lynette? And there were some other issues that I had as well. Not being a practicing librarian, how was it that I could help Lynette achieve her goals? So our meetings took place over Skype. We started in January, as I said, and we met approximately every 2 weeks and as needed. And we talked about various things, mostly, what her goals were, how I can help her meet those goals. I did an in-person meeting in May where I drove to Lake Havasu City. I observed Lynette doing her Sunshine Soup program, which was wonderful. Lynette had a wonderful rapport with her families. She greeted everybody by name. The Sunshine Soup includes lots and lots of songs and literacy activities and movement, and it was wonderful to see. And one of the things Lynette talked about was wanting to do more early literacy tips, and she was doing it. Everything was happening in her program. And one of the things I observed was when they were doing the ABC song, she handed out cards with the ABCs, and parents were following along and pointing to the letters as they sang the song. And so I didn't know if Lynette had instructed them at some time to do that or not, but I mentioned afterward, there's an excellent opportunity for you to provide an early literacy tip. Parents are already doing the things that they do naturally. So just pointing it out. Hey parents, I see that you're pointing to the letters as we're singing that song. That's a wonderful opportunity to help your child with letter recognition. So we talked about some practical things for her to do in Sunshine Soup, just to enhance the great program she's already doing. And then Alette proceeded to give me a tour of the Lake Havasu City Library, which is a wonderful facility. I was pleasantly surprised at how large it was and the use of the facilities. And the other thing that concerned me about me being a mentor was I'm not a practicing librarian anymore, and how it was it that I was going to be able to help Lynette with some of the things that she wanted to do. And one of the things I did was I connected her to other people who are practicing librarians in the field. So I just wanted to say thank you to a few of the folks that Lynette was able to reach out and observe, such as Mavis Enders in Phoenix Public and Murray Richmond in Scottsdale. And there were actually several other people when I put out a plea to the mentors about people offering some assistance to Lynette, many people volunteered to connect with her, so thank you. And then Holly Henley at the State Library, she provided Lynette some additional literacy resources and storytime cards that Lynette could share with her families. So thank you for providing Lynette the opportunity to observe baby times and toddler times, and also to find out a little bit more about the ultimate play dates that were happening at the Scottsdale Public Library. So Lynette was able to do her first baby time. It was a success. In April, it was a 4-week baby time. It was a 20-minute program, and Lynette introduced scarves and bells and mirrors and bean bags and music and books and, of course, the babies. So congratulations, Lynette, on your first baby time. And Lynette will be doing it again in August for her families. And so at the end of this experience, I asked Lynette to share with me, what this meant to her. Why was this important to her? And she sent me a nice little statement that I'll read to you now. The mentoring experience with Gina has been very beneficial to me. She has pointed me towards great resources and given me practical tips for improving my early literacy programs. Thanks for offering this opportunity. And so I turned her statement into this word cloud. So thank you, Lynette. And after the mentorship officially ends, I'm sure our friendship will continue. Thank you.